Good afternoon. Call to order by Irene Lopez, President of the Governing Board, July 9th, 2026. And we are now at 5:02 time PM. Before we begin the roll call, I would like to inform the public that translations will be conducted simultaneously today via headset. If any member of the public would like to translation from English to Spanish or Spanish to English, please visit the translators table to pick up a headset.
Roll call.
Yeah. So now I'll ask our secretary to the board and superintendent, Dr. Gina Potter, to conduct a roll call for attendance.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our governing board meeting. Agenda item number 2, roll call. Board President Irene Lopez.
Present.
Board Vice President Zenaida Rosario.
Present.
Board Clerk Martin Arias.
Present.
Board Member Antonio Martinez.
Present.
And Board Member Kenya Peraza. Madam President, we have 4 board members. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. We're now on agenda number 3. I would like to make a motion to approve the agenda with the following corrections. Can you read them?
Yeah, we should read them.
1, it would be full general administration agenda item 11.7, first reading and adoption of the revised board policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits to 4,000 suits. 2 would be correct consent calendar agenda item 12E.5 to say San Diego County School Boards Association's membership. 3 would be full consent calendar agenda item 12E.11 agreement with Alliance for African Assistance.
I'll second.
Mr. Martinez makes a second. Who makes a second?
I make the second, Madam President.
Okay, so I did make. Okay. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye, passes 4-0. We don't have.
No public comments for closed session, Madam President.
All right,
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to recess to closed session at 5:04 PM in accordance with section 549, 54.5 regarding 5.1 conference with legal counsel pending litigation. 5.2 conference with legal counsel existing litigation. 5.3 government code section 54957.6 conference with labor negotiators. 5.4 government code section 54957 public employee discipline dismissal release assignment. And then 5.5 conference with legal counsel anticipated litigation by 2 cases. And I'd like to make that motion at 5:04 PM.
I will second the motion.
okay. Motion made by Mr. Martinez, second by Mr. Arias. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
And just for the record, trustee Barasa arrived at 5:04 as well PM for the minutes.
You?
Yes. And then we're on the closed session.
So we're now closed for closed session. Thank you.
Madam President, we are live.
Thank you. Call to order, we are now reconvening into open session, closed session. And exactly 6:35. And I would like our legal counsel Joseph Sanchez to give a report out.
There's one item to report out, it's item 5.1. The board approved a settlement agreement in Office of Administrative Hearing Case number 2026-010666. The motion was made by board member Martinez, seconded by board member Parasa, with 5 votes in favor and 0 votes against. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joseph.
Before we begin the open session, I would like to inform the public that all translations will be conducted simultaneously today via headset. If any member of the public would like translated from English to Spanish or Spanish to English, please visit the translators table to pick up a headset at the back in need. Also, in accordance with the board law bylaw 9323, the board believes that late night meetings deter public participation, can affect the board's decision-making ability, and can be a burden to staff. Regular board meetings shall be adjourned by 10:30 p.m. unless extended to a specific time determined by a majority of the board. I will now ask our secretary to the board and superintendent, Dr. Gina Potter, to conduct a roll call for attendance.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our governing board meeting. We are on agenda item number 7, roll call. Board President Eileen Lopez.
Present.
Board Vice President Zenaida Rosario. Present. Board Clerk Martin Arias.
Present.
Board Member Antonio Martinez.
Present.
And Board Member Kenya Peraza. Present. Madam President, all 5 board members are here.
Okay, run number 8, the flag salute. I will lead you now on the flag salute. I go to the allegiance, please stand and salute us. And take your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Potter, before we begin our board recognitions, distinguished champions, I'd like to see if we'd like to take the time. I know you had it on the agenda, or at least you had it in mind to do it, but a moment of silence for our beloved Vero, who recently passed away. I don't know if you want to do it now or if you want to do it at a different time, but I think it's appropriate when we begin the meeting.
Yes, it will be, Mr. Bojorquez. Will be, actually reading and doing the moment of silence.
Thank you, Madam President. It is with profound sadness and heavy hearts that we share the passing of our beloved colleague and friend, Veronica Medina. For nearly 3 decades, Veronica dedicated her life and career to serving students, families, and community of the San Ysidro School District. Beginning her journey with the district in 1997 as an instructional aide, she went on to serve in numerous roles throughout her distinguished career, including permit teacher, children and family project facilitator, family and community service project facilitator, student and family service manager, and most recently, coordinator of people services. While Veronica held many titles over the years, her true calling was serving children and families. She believed that every student deserves access to opportunities, support, and a caring community committed to their success. Throughout her career, she helped thousands of families navigate challenges, access critical resources, and find hope during difficult times. Her work changed lives and created opportunities for the generations and students and families. One of Veronica's greatest gifts was her ability to bring people together. She was instrumental in building and strengthening a vast network of community partnerships that connected students and families to healthcare, mental health services, housing assistance, food resources, parent education, after-school enrichment, and many other essential supports. Through her leadership, the district forged meaningful collaborations with healthcare providers, universities, nonprofit organizations, government agencies, professional sports organizations, and local businesses throughout San Diego County. Veronica understood that students stands beyond the classroom. Long before community schools became a statewide focus, she championed a comprehensive approach that brought together education, health, and family services to support the whole child. Her vision helped lay the foundation for the San Ysidro School District community school efforts. And the partnerships are cultivated continue to serve as a light for countless families throughout our community. Among Veronica's many accomplishments was the development of the Primero Homeless Program, known as Family First. Established a model program following the recommendation of the Sacramento County Task Force on Education for Homeless Children. Family First was designed to eliminate barriers to education for students and families experiencing homelessness. The program provided critical services, resources, and advocacy to ensure that some of the district's most vulnerable students had access to education opportunities and support. In recognition of this innovation and impact, Family First received the prestigious 2012 TSEA Golden Bell Award, reflecting Veronica's vision, leadership, and unwavering commitment to children and families in need. More than a decade later, Veronica's visions continue to shape the district's work. In 2025, the San Ysidro School District received a second CSBA Golden Bell Award for community schools through partnerships and collaboration, recognizing a comprehensive system of support built through strong community partnerships. This achievement stands as a testament to Veronica's lifelong belief that when schools, families, and community partner together, the students thrive. Beyond her professional accomplishments, Veronica will be remembered for her kindness, compassion, humility, and unwavering dedication to others. She was a trusted colleague, advocate, mentor, and friend whose doors was always open. She celebrated the success of others, listening without judgment, and approached every challenge with grace, determination, and heart. The Lazo Veronica leaves an immeasurable void in our district and community. Yet her legacy lives on through the countless children's families and staff members in community departments whose lives she touched. On behalf of the San Ysidro School District family, we extend our deepest condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones, especially her wonderful son, Nathaniel. We are profoundly grateful to Veronica's extraordinary service and lasting contribution. Her legacy of compassion, collaboration, and service will continue to inspire future generations. Rest in peace, Veronica. You will always be loved. And remember. We will have a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
I'm glad to say her services are still pending. It's been very devastating for the family, to say the least. Irene and I and Dr. Potter were able to be there with her the last day, which was not easy. She came into my dream and she said she's okay. And that's, I just believe in those powerful dreams of our loved ones. But as soon as the family notifies us, we will share the services information with our community. Our district is a huge, huge loss, and I would like to see some kind of a memorial. We have her picture somewhere, and maybe in our boardroom, because she was always here at the board meetings and stuff. Late nights, and so, and her smile would just keep us going, and I know it's going to be very different without her, so I would like to see something in her honor, very soon. If possible, by our next meeting.
So now, I'm sorry, I just wanted to let her know she's resting in peace and she will never be forgotten. And I know by many families that receive a lot of blessings and help and do remember her. And so I see her smiling and joking as she usually always was, a smile on her face, making everybody feel good and feeling happy. So anyway, I know the board feels the same. And so does Dr. Potter and a lot of our staff. They knew what she did and they know who she was, so may she rest in peace. So now we're on number 9.1, Citizens Bond Oversight Committee members, presented by the Chief Business Official, Marilyn Dickinson.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to recognize and thank the members of our Bond Oversight Committee for their time, dedication, and commitment to ensuring transparency, accountability, and responsible oversight of our GO bond funds. We begin with our first award recipient, our chair, Mr. Ricardo Macedo. You here tonight? Mr. Macedo represents the business group and has served on the committee for 7 years.
And also I wanted to state that he's just made a banker of the year. Yes.
Our second recipient is our vice chair, Mrs. Gloria McCurney. Mrs. McCurney represents the taxpayer groups. Everyone be nice to her. They have served for 7 years from the beginning. This one. And next we have Mr. Larry Rodriguez. I don't know if he's here tonight. Represents the community at large group and has also served 7 years on the committee.
In the middle.
We have next recipient, Mr. Kenneth Johnson. He is also a community at large group member and also served 7 years from the beginning. Next recipient is Mr. Juan Morales. He represents Mr. Morales has served for 2 years. Thank you. He is a parent at La Mirada. Right, Mr. Morales? Yes. And we have Mrs. Daniela Armstrong. She also represents the parent group. She is one of our members. She has served for 3 years and her child attends Ocean View Hills. And our newest member represents the senior group, and it is Nancy Kerwin, Mrs. Kerwin, and she has served for 2 years.
Would you like to join us? Yes. Pat, would you like to join us?
Yeah, Pat, yeah, Pat.
Make sure
You plan all the bond oversight.
Pat.
Oh.
Give you 30 seconds. We're gonna adjust the photo here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations.
You've seen that.
Yes.
Yes.
The secretary, you're We're now on number 10, public comment communications on non-agenda items. And our first speaker is Olga Espinosa.
Sorry. I have emotional. Okay, so my name is Olga Espinosa. I haven't been here for a while. I'm glad to see everybody, board member, superintendent. And I gave 3 slips, but I guess the rules changed, so I just only have a few minutes. I'm gonna try to make it fast. I never stopped, advocating for Tijuana River Valley. And I've noticed that San Ysidro doesn't get any comments, and it's something we all need to advocate as a school. I'm begging you guys to any comment, anything you put, hashtag emergency for the governor to see this at Tijuana River Valley, San Ysidro, because they're focusing on the other side. And the problem starts right here in our own community. And if we don't say nothing, we don't speak up, no one's gonna do nothing. We have to say San Ysidro, so they focus on our side of town. And I'm glad what other people are doing, but nothing for San Ysidro, and our kids are breathing this, and we have a lot of elementary schools really close to the sewer problem. So if you guys can just hashtag governor emergency SOS, Tijuana River Valley, San Ysidro, that's what I'm making it back. Number 2, the Smythe Elementary. I live across from it, and I've said it for like decades. I'm gonna say decades, because it's been decades. When I live across 1819 Smythe, mobile home park. When I get out, there's cars coming out from the backyard of the back parking. And I mean, if I'm trying to go left, coming out, they just come out and it's like, oh, here we go again. Like, it's really dangerous. They keep on putting those things, the little, they're gone. And it's really dangerous. Also, the hill, going down Smythe Hill, I've seen kids falling down. Those settles right there, that dirt is flying off. And with that property next to the childcare, their dirt is coming down the settles from both sides, the bushes, the plants, and you see people walking in the street. I already talked to the city and I've done my work, but there's no money. But I understand it's out of the school, but is there any way you guys can maybe have the gardener just go, maybe, I don't know, but the kids are falling down. I've seen them slipping when they're going down the hill, because they're kind of going fast or like trying to run. And they're sliding, and the dirt is right there. And when it's muddy, it dries up, nobody cleans that dirt, it's just on the sidewalk. Just heads up on that, I already tried to say, if you guys can do something, I know it's maybe outside, but have someone clean that area for the kids. Number 3, I've joined, Black Box
art gallery with Mr. Albert Gonzalez, which is the director. And they're doing a lot of things for the community, and I'm super excited to invite you. July 30th is International Friendship Day worldwide. But this time it's gonna be San Ysidro International Friendship Day, July 30th. It's 6th-year anniversary for Black Box. And we want to invite the whole community. I have some flyers. There's a slightly donation, $10, but all this goes back to the community as well. If you have any people that are related to art or anything related to art, and anything, let us know so we can get recognition out to the community. But I really want more time. I have this. The last one is really important to me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Tell her. How many minutes we should go? We should get 3 minutes.
I'll be there.
You just, was it, you can do it in 1 minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
I know it's a minute, but it should be more than a minute. It's regarding Veronica Medina. She was a friend of mine.
You said three.
And it's kind of hit me hard because she helped a lot of my kids, all my kids. I have a 30-year-old, so imagine how many years. But besides that, we went to school together, middle school, and I have a lot of friends, like high school friends that I haven't seen in a long time. They're messaging me because they know that I'm always here in San Ysidro doing everything. And they're asking me questions. What happened to Vera? What happened? Even yesterday, my cousin, which I haven't seen. So it's bringing a lot of people together. What happened to Vera? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it because I really don't know much. But it has affected a lot of people, not just in the community, but friends, because ever since I found out what happened to her, like I hear her laugh. And I'm like, I'm tripping. And then I have all kinds of people ask me questions, and she does need to be remembered, have some kind of statue more than anybody, because she's like one of the best persons in San Ysidro. And it's gonna hurt like a lot of people, especially the kids. So in memory of her, I've spoken to Albert Gonzalez, which is the director of Black Box, and we're gonna have a school supply fundraiser in memory of her for like a whole month. And August 12th will be the deadline. Whatever we get, we're gonna bring it back to you guys. So we're gonna start that movement for her because she did so much. And she needs the respect from everybody. She should not never be forgotten. If I consider myself an activist, she was way more than that. And this is coming from me. Que viva Verónica Medina. Que viva. Thank you.
Robert Gonzalez. And you are from the Black Box Gallery?
Yes. Nice to meet you. It's my first time here. All right, we've been open 6 years and we do a lot of work with community artists and musicians. We have a creative center. We started a community garden. We have a little fitness center there as well. So everything that's got to do with mental health, and just having an outlet for these kids and adults to be able to, join and have a place, safe place to express themselves and to talk about whatever's going on with San Ysidro or wherever the place they're from, So every Tuesday, we're having men's mental health. It's at 7 o'clock at that Black Box. That's every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We also have women's workshops that we do. They're not as periodically, it gets scheduled as they are, that's their own. I don't have any hands on that, but as far as the events, we just want to keep it going. That's why we're having this event, to make sure that for the past 6 years, we've been doing it out of pocket. It's a small amount that we've got from the help of grants or donations. So we're just trying to help get the help from the community to make sure that we keep the lights on and keep the building going so that way we can still provide that service. But that's anything else, that was it. Thank you for having me. Have a good one.
Thank you. Jose Luis Perez.
Good evening, members of the board. Over the past several weeks, like many others, I was deeply saddened to learn of the passing of a true warrior, devoted public servant and cherished member of our community, Veronica Medina. Veronica's unwavering dedication, compassion, and commitment to the students and families of San Ysidro left an indelible indelible mark on our community. Through her years, she brought hope, encouragement, and opportunity to countless families, one of which, my family, helping shape the life of generations of students. Her work was far more than a profession, it was a calling, and the impact of that calling will continue to be felt for years to come. Those who had the privilege of knowing and working alongside Veronica will remember her not only for her tireless advocacy, but also for her kindness, humility, and genuine care for others. Her legacy lives on through the lives she touched, the relationships she built, and the stronger community she helped create. Today, I respectfully ask the board to honor Veronica Medina's legacy by formally recognizing her extraordinary contributions and lifelong dedication to the San Ysidro community. It is my hope that her service will be commemorated in a meaningful and lasting way, ensuring that future generations remember the profound difference one person can make through compassion, commitment, and selfless service. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Randall Placencia.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I wanna pay my respect to Ms. Medina. I may have not met her, but it seems like she impacted a lot of lives. So, I hope, things just go well. I do want to talk on good news. The state budget has come back. We're gonna see additional funding. We're gonna have an opportunity to fix the deficit issues that we're having in the school district. We're seeing a 4.31% COLA, which is very, very positive. And we have an opportunity to avoid another situation like this for the next budget. I'm pretty excited about it. I know feelings in this room are currently hard and, I was like, don't want to talk about this, but has to be talked about. Because this affects students, this affects faculty, this affects everybody that belongs to the school district. And it is up to us, up to this board, to bring things back to the basics, to bring everything back to health, to nurture this district back to a healthy financial standpoint. Governor Newsom has given us a gift here, right? Adding additional funding, adding additional resources for special education, something that I honestly didn't see coming. I think it's a very positive thing, and I'm looking forward for this district getting back to its rightful place and to seeing all the growth that's going to happen. The San Diego City Council just approved 5,000 homes for the Southwest Villages, a plan that's been in the works for almost a decade, and it's exciting to see this grow. There is a estimated either, I believe it's 2 elementary schools or a middle school and a elementary school plan for that community. That's what was put into those plans. Of course, it's all dependent on the school district and making sure, we're financially healthy is gonna get us to the road, and it's gonna get us to the places where we have to be to build these schools and provide that education for the children of Otay Mesa, San Ysidro, and Esther. I thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Placencia.
That's it for non-agenda public comment. Which means we're up to 11. General administration. And thank you, Miguel. I just want to give a quick shout out to Miguel for organizing this. That way we keep track of it. And it's a lot easier than the slips.
Okay, so now.
.11.
Okay. 11.1 is to adopt resolution number 2627-0001, approving a notice of exemption for purposes of satisfying the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, for the Little Elementary School Beautification Project, approving the project and delegating authority to staff to execute and file the notice of exemption with the San Diego County Clerk and State Clearinghouse.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Antonio Martinez, second by Mr. Arias. Can we have a discussion? Is there?
Yeah, I have questions.
That's for Dr. Nix.
I like very much. Well, I see in this on, materials that we have here. I see there's gonna be 3 new cameras installed in Willow Elementary. I only would like to, yeah, that's what it said. So I just want to know where are these cameras gonna be installed?
Well, you have me at a loss. It doesn't have, this has nothing to do with the camera, so if it says that, then I'm gonna take responsibility and apologize.
Oh, are we in 11.1?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I didn't,
Because the CEQA is for the playgrounds. Because CEQA stands for the environmental impact of any projects that may be happening outside.
yeah. Mine didn't choose the number of the page. But, or is it in the next one, maybe? Exemption is already. No, should be that one. Okay, well, we can check later, no problem. So I was wondering, if, I know that there's a lot of environmental, tests that we need to pass. I don't know if you have a rough number in mind of how many or which corporations, do this type of test. So I don't know if it's possible to have a list of all these environmental tests that we need to complete for different, or depending on what is the development that we're gonna do. So I don't know, do you have a rough number in mind?
Well, the answer is yes. We do keep track of all the vendors and everyone who's involved with our construction or any other projects. But what this item is just the opposite. The board is making a statement that there is no environmental
Yes.
impact.
Mhm. Yeah, well, maybe for another time, I can have that,
Sure.
type of, because I was, why we were exempted.
We're exempted, there's certain exemptions, for example, in this case, if you look at the, square footage, it's less than an acre, making it, essentially, an exception. That is to say, we're making a public notice for anyone who may see the work happening and may be concerned with the environmental impact, that it is exempt to the CEQA requirements. And if this board were to approve this resolution, what we would then do as a district is we would send the official notice to the county, the registrar to be exact.
Okay. Yes, because that sounds nice for a lot of type of developments to exempt environmental tests. So I was just wondering why this one was exempted. And okay, and I think I did went to the camera thing. So on page. Oh, yeah, page 2. Page 4. It says installation of new concrete curbs, fencing, security cameras and traffic delineators, landscaping upgrades. So yeah, in 11 pages, they mentioned the cameras. So that's why I was wondering about that.
Well, I'd have to.
Yeah, here, and in page 7, it says campus-wide improvements, 3 new security cameras will be installed to enhance campus security.
That's a reference to the security work that's already been done
Oh,
with the
okay.
previous, security fence. And so typically what happens is it's not that the district is looking to exempt anything from any regulation or oversight, but rather what we're saying is there's no impact to the environment and we just want to make that public. And so we do have to go through a process for that. And so what we're saying with this is along with the work that we just completed there and the playground, there is no environmental impact.
Okay.
Right.
Got it. Yeah, just, I saw security cameras, I was like,
Right.
wow,
Right.
okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to call a vote, please.
Okay, may I have your vote?
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. So now we're on 11.2. Resolution number 27-00002, approving a CEQA exemption notice for eligible San Ysidro School District categorical exempt projects.
So moved.
My second.
Motion by Mr. Martinez, unanimous seconds. Are there any discussion? No,
No.
okay, may I have a vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. 11.3, California School Boards Association Governing Board membership for the 26-27 school year.
I'll second.
I have discussion.
Queen Ayers, Antonio Martinez, second. Do we have discussion now?
Yes, I was wondering for how many people does this membership covers?
This is the annual district board membership for the California School Boards Association.
So as far as the board members.
So in our district, we have 5 board members.
And the superintendent as well, as yourself? Too?
Technically, I'm not a school board member, so this
Oh.
is a district membership.
Okay. Does this include something else? Or is this just to go to the events of the CSBA, or is it to have the information?
Trustee Perez, I apologize on my answer to the last question. Mr.
Okay.
Ortega is going to clarify.
Okay,
Board Member Peraza, this agenda item is for the California School Boards Association. They are in charge of our gamut board policies. So whenever there's you have a set of policies that are in front of the board today, they're the ones that I work with to propose the revisions to the board policies to the board so that we're in compliance with our ed codes, new laws, anything that might be affecting district policies.
so it includes all of it then?
It includes all of it, yeah. It has nothing to do with memberships or anything. It's strictly gamut.
Okay, yeah, because it says that on the description, CSBA membership, well.
Yeah, that's how they categorize it.
Membership.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Ian.
Call the vote, please.
Have a vote?
Aye.
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 That's 5-0. So we have 11.4, and I believe we have.
No, we have to make a motion first, Madam President.
So this one is 11.4, approval of professional development workshops, conference attendance events for the governing board and superintendent for the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
I second.
Martinez with the motions, another 7 seconds. Discussion is there?
No, now we have public comment.
Mr. Placencia.
Good evening, everybody. I think this is a great program for the board to become more educated, learn more. Get a better handle on things, as I know, funds are scarce, but this is definitely an investment worth making. So I'd like to give kudos for it. I think it's gonna help out, everybody on the board, understand the rules a little better, understand what's going on, and any changes that have been made through these workshops. So kudos on that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have discussion, Madam President.
Is there any discussion?
Not for me.
Nope.
Not for me.
Yes, and this is for us to go to now, again, my question is to go to these CSBA events, like the annual association that they do every year.
Trustee Pereza, I'll have Mr. Ortega respond, if he wouldn't mind. He's the one that coordinates the professional development for the governing board members. And the quick answer is yes, the detailed answer is Mr. Ortega.
Board Member Peraza, what you see here on this agenda item is an approval for the board and approval. It's for the board to approve the professional development workshops and conference attendance and events for the governing board and superintendent. So in this particular case, what you see in this backup is the 2026 CSBA Annual Education Conference. It's located here in San Diego this year. So it's just gonna include the registration, mileage, and meals. So that's the estimated cost. Again, the costs are approximate. They're not the actual costs. It could be less. And then you have individually selected conferences, not to exceed $30,000 during the fiscal year per board member. So you have the option, if you see a workshop that you're interested in attending, you would send the request and we would take care of your registration.
Okay. Thank you, Rita.
I'd like to comment that the California School Board Association has been here with us in the state of California for many years. And I learned a lot from the workshops. The most important thing is to sign up. There are a lot of issues because all the state of California school districts attended. You learn from other school districts, you speak with them, and you come back with a lot of knowledge, a lot of information that can be shared with our district. But it's very important that you also think about going. If you can commit yourself, go. But don't go on the first day and then leave and don't attend the workshops. Because everything is for us to learn and share as a whole group, as a board member. That's what I think is very important. You want to take the classes, take them. But make sure you also commit yourself to attend them. Because it is costly, but it's for our benefit, for all of us. And I've learned a lot from it, so, and I know Sinai has learned a lot and has been a very good representative delegate now with school, California School Board Association. So that puts us in there right on top too. So anyway, that's my whole idea of what is California School Board Association. It's very good, it's very educational, it's very professional. Because they bring back superintendents, they bring back a lot of people that have been teacher of the year. So it's very rewarding for us to attend and go. So I want to say, I do approve it and I do support it. So now I'm asking you.
All vote.
Yes.
Okay. And there's thousands of people there, and maybe 90% are board members across the state of California. It's a great place to collaborate and get ideas as to how, especially in our case, small districts face challenges. And so it's a good place, a platform to really share what you're doing in your district as well as learn from others. The important thing is, as we know, with not just with board members, but any kind of attendance to these conferences means that you are committing yourselves to wanting to learn and being very open-minded and attending, because we have had many cases here and in many districts where the district pays a lot of money and the individuals don't show up or they leave early. As a California School Board delegate, I get to work with the board members who are representing the districts, community districts, in terms of reviewing policy. CSBA also sends us weekly, if not weekly, results of different information going on across the whole state of California. So those of us who have been on the board for many years, I want you to know, we understand the rules very well. But there's always space to learn. So it's just giving us more ammunition to support our children, which is really, really important. Your mom told me that I was your teacher. I'm looking at you right now. I looked at your name. You're my student. And your mom is so proud. I don't know if you're gonna leave early. Yeah, I'm so proud of that.
That's wonderful.
And I meet people everywhere. So my husband would say, we run into somebody, says, there's somebody, any place you can go and nobody recognizes you. I said, I'm sorry. So that's what happens.
Wow.
So I just want to say that this is a very powerful platform for school board members to truly continue learning. I really feel proud that our district has had many opportunities. They do go from city to city. That's why sometimes they could cost more. But being in our backyard, I think that that's wonderful. And they are looking for performers. So because we're not in our schools yet, it would have been, it's nice, maybe we can have some of our dancers perform there, and they do have student dancers, and maybe we can find a way to something with the people in charge, maybe our students can perform them, and that would be really good. And just to add to that, I do think it's great that it's here in San Diego, because that will be more cost efficiency for us, and not even, now that I learned that the cost can go down, that's even better. If it was somewhere else where we need to fly, then that will be a tough one, since it does go from the general fund. So very glad that it's here in San Diego.
So may I have your vote,
Aye.
please?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. We're on now on 11.5. And revised 26-27 classified management and confidential work calendar.
So moved.
Second,
Go ahead, you.
motion by Mr. Antonio Martinez, second by Mr. Arias.
Okay.
Any discussion? Okay, may I have your vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. 11.6.
Approved.
Approve, ratify, revise management salary schedule.
So moved.
Second.
The motion.
I second.
And 97 seconds. Any discussion?
Yeah, I wanted to ask if there is any changes, from the last year to this one, if there been any increases from last year to this one? Since it is, this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, not a lot. Probably a dozen of people.
Trustee Peraza, this is the addition of a new position on the salary schedules.
Okay, oh yeah, and I remember I requested that too. Was there any significant increase on that one?
The new position is commensurate. It's the alternate position from a laid off position. Funded primarily through categorical grant funding positions. And so the funding from the position that was laid off, titled communication specialist, the salary is commensurate with this new position titled alternate position titled special program liaison. There is a small difference in salary from one for this year, the new school year, between the two jobs.
Okay,
But they're as matched as the district could think for.
okay, yeah, if you can send that on the board highlights, that would be. That would be terrific.
I'd like to call a vote?
Yes. Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. Now we're on 11.8, we did, for 11.7. So 11.8 is first reading and adoption of a new and revised board policy, administrative regulations and exhibits by council service.
So moved.
Martinez makes the motion, second by Martinez Arias. Any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to make an alternative motion, to pull some of these, board bylaws that are gonna be adopted tonight. Or maybe modified, like BPAR 5145.2, freedom of speech expression. Well, regarding this board policy and administrative regulation. I respectfully request that this revision be pulled from tonight's agenda or brought back for revision at a future meeting, because I think that no student or staff member should be disciplined or penalized for protecting political speech or expression. I believe this language should be reviewed carefully to ensure it fully protects the First Amendment right.
So the amendment wouldn't be an explanation, Trustee Peraza, it would just be what you're actually proposing. So you can clarify that way we can put in our minutes.
Okay,
Because, you don't need to explain, you just need to identify what the changes that you're proposing And then if you get a second, then we can go into that discussion and then you can explain.
Okay,
So the first step would be just identifying. So you
Sure.
make an amendment and then identify what you want.
okay. So my amendment is to pull board policy and administrative regulation 5145.2, freedom of speech and expression. Also, board policy 5141.4, child abuse prevention and reporting. And also to pull BP board policies 5141.4, AR 5142, Trevor Project hotline on students' IDs. So that's my amendment.
May I have a second? In a second, may I have a vote?
So now we're voting on the initial motion made by myself and
Yes.
seconded by Mr. Arias. I'll vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now we go to discussion?
No,
No, we already went
You
through.
did.
you didn't get a second, so we.
So why didn't have opportunity to go to discussions?
Because you didn't get a second to get a discussion.
But you didn't hear my explanation of why you think it's so important to
You don't
do
need an
that.
explanation.
You don't
The
get it?
explanation
You
is
don't need
covered.
it. What do you mean you don't?
Trustee Barasa, I'm following Robert Rules of Order here. When you make an amendment, you propose the amendment. If you get a second, then you can have that discussion and explain.
Okay, well,
So I like,
before voting.
when you propose an amendment for a motion, it didn't pass because it failed because you didn't get a second.
Okay,
So the motion dies, therefore it goes back to the initial motion, which was the one we made to approve the entire action item.
so after there's the second motion, then this discussion like always.
Well, on the actual item. So you can
Correct.
discuss the actual item, yeah.
That's
do that.
exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
Sounds good. And it's very important for me to talk about this before you guys make a decision, because I think it's important to you to hear why I think it's important to pull these out. Again, board policy 5145.2, freedom of speech and expression. I don't think any student or staff member should be disciplined or penalized for protect political speech or expression. I believe this language should be reviewed to ensure it fully protects First Amendment rights. For board policy 5141.4, child abuse prevention. I was also, I wanted to pull this out to have more clarification, because I do have a question of when the district collaborates with outside agencies, is parental notification required before any student information is shared? So that's a question. I don't know. Can I have an answer to that? New modified policy?
Mandated reporter, so there is no requirement to
share
student information.
May I comment on most of the ones that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so on the first one, the 5145.2, there's a board policy and administrative relation, basically the same thing. But basically what it does, it extends the rights of the students. It also allows the students to use district sites to be able to express themselves, something that we have never done. So I think it does allow students more of freedom of expression, but it also provides limits of that freedom of expression to where it cannot be something that is hurtful or inappropriate for a student to be expressing themselves or putting on social media. But overall, the board policy stands the rights of our students. And that's on 5145.2.
Okay.
On the child abuse prevention report, it actually makes the board a mandated report. So now the board is also required to comply with the mandated report guidelines and also volunteers. So in terms of protecting our students' rights, I think it strengthens them. Where even volunteers coming into our district for any type of service, they're required to be able to understand the expectations, the training, and are mandated reporters, something that it was not done before.
Great. Yeah, that's great. I was just asking if there's any parental notification required before any student situation comes, like if a police officer comes to talk to a student, is a parent gonna be notified?
As a mandated reporter, you are mandated to report to social services, to the police department, and then we're not determining whether something is illegal or inappropriate. That's up to the authorities.
Okay,
Overall, it's hard to generalize, but unfortunately, there's situations in my experience over 30 years where unfortunate situation might happen with the person that are closest to us. And so,
okay. Yeah, it's good and bad in a way because it's also parents have expressed their concern when their kids talk to the police and parents don't even know what happened until the kid that gets home and then they say, hey, mom, I talked to a police officer. So that's kind of the concern from parents that I'm hearing from parents.
This is strictly about child abuse, and I think that the child safety is the utmost important thing in this situation. And so I don't think that there should be parent consent required to report child abuse.
Yeah, of course, but is the parent notified at a certain point? That's what I'm asking. If there's parent notification.
well, definitely the authorities, whether it's social services or San Diego PD or any other authority that is doing the investigation, they're qualified to make a determination as to when and how to notify parents of the legal burden.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Forte. And I had one more from this list, for policy, which was for policy 5141.4. The Trevor Project Hotline on Students ID. Well, I already talked about this before in previous meetings, and well, I wanted to strongly urge the board to pull this item because I deeply believe, and I have seen the research, that the Trevor Project has been identified as a grooming organization, where children as young as 13 years old, include students from my son's same age, are giving direct 24/7 chat access to adults they do not know. There have also been reports alleging that predators have used online chat platforms. And I do not believe our district should make these portals even more accessible by placing them directly on the students' ID cards. I respectfully ask my fellow board members to support this by removing this provision from the policy until it can be fully reviewed and maybe look at the research from previous meetings. I think it was from last year. Since, I mean, the proof is there, it's out there. So I think we should stay away from this. 5141.4 is it dictates child abuse prevention and reporting.
It's part of the-
5141.4?
Yeah, it's part of the new laws.
Administrative Regulation 5142, sorry. It's like 5142.
Okay, well, Administrative Regulation 5142 has to address several things. One of it is transportation in terms of scooters, bicycles, and things like that that kids can bring to school. I think you're making reference to 5141.4 at the bottom of, as the part of the law, AB 727. We're required to print this information, and that's a recommendation to print it in the back of the ID cards.
Is it a recommendation or
Was part of
observation?
the policies that were being presented to satisfy this. It's 5142 also addresses that, but it also addresses, transportation in terms of following, the law in terms of personal transportation devices such as scooters and things like that. So in both of them, it addressed what you mentioned, Ms. It's
Correct. Well, and they can be revised or not to put this phone number in our children's ID and give them access to all these random people.
is the board decision.
Well, I'd like to ask, the county actually, Dr. Glover, is there any merit to what Ms. Barasa says?
I'm a fiscal advisor, I don't really have.
Yeah, but from your experience as a former superintendent
You can.
and as someone who has that
And
knowledge, what's your perspective on Mrs. Barasa's, theory?
Not my role, to be honest, I'm sorry for that.
Okay.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Got it.
May I speak?
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is that all these changes were recommended by the California School Board Association. They have a team of lawyers that vet all of these policies before they're changed for legal compliance and the concerns. And so all I will say is that these are not something that are coming to you without several layers of due diligence.
yeah, of course, but there is always, well, not always, but in this case, there's something bad behind that. And there's just many people using that court to talk to our children.
Madam President, I'd like to call for a vote.
Yes. And would like to ask for a vote. Aye.
Aye.
No,
So 4-1 passes. So we're now on 11.9, the first reading and adoption of revised board policies, administrative regulation and exhibits 6,000 series.
So moved.
Second by Martinez. Is there any discussion? Nothing. Okay. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. 11.10. First reading and adoption of the new revised board bylaws and exhibit series 9,000.
So moved.
I second.
Antonio Martinez makes the motion. Martinez seconds. Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
One, I am in complete favor of this. It extends the possibility of us board members being able to join a board meeting remotely under just circumstances, which I believe strengthens one transparency in our ability to do our role as board members. There are instances where, due to some familial or extenuating circumstances, we're not able to be here in person, or just being sick, quite frankly. This gives us the opportunity to be here, be present, and register our votes, and really be able to uphold, our duties to you, the taxpayers, and the voters. So this is a great policy.
was there any changes? Because I think we could do this from last year too, right?
That's the law. I mean, the law has been changed. All we're doing is updating the policies to be
Maybe
in
the
compliance
language probably.
with the government code. So again, we're just fixing the policies to align with what the current state of law is.
Well, in my case. Well, I wanted to make an alternative motion, but only to, maybe to add something else. I also agree, I'm in agreement with all of this, but I wanted to see if we can allow members of the public to participate in public comment by telephone or video conferences during governing board meetings. Because as we know,
Just a moment.
okay, I make an alternative motion to allow members of the public to participate in public comment by telephone or video conference during governing board meeting.
May I have a second? I'm sorry, guys. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes.
Board member Foxley, nothing.
Not voting?
I have my finish.
Are you abstaining? Are you?
Sure, yes. Yes, but. I vote yes.
Oh, you vote yes?
5-0.
5-0.
5-0. So now we're on 12 consent calendar. All items appearing are adopted by one single motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the consideration of the motion unless a member of the board of superintendent requests that any such item be removed from the consent calendar and voted on separately.
So moved.
A second.
Now, we do have one public discussion on 12E as in elephant point 2. And that's with Brandon Lasentia.
So I want to mention the use of so many contractors and consultants. It worries me that we continue to increase our budget and our usage of third parties instead of using in-house employees. Right now, we're letting go of teachers, classified staff, but we keep hiring more and more outside parties. To me, that's unacceptable. We should try to preserve the jobs here at the district. The hard-working employees that deliver for this district, that have been working hard for this district. I see things such as SOS Entertainment with expenditure of $58,790. Michael Ferguson being paid $13,560 for professional services. Here's another bill from the same individual for $8,600. And this is money that could be better spent for 12E.2, Madam President, since I see you looking at me like I'm not sure. San Diego Party Rentals, I mean, if we're using certain equipment over and over again, maybe we can buy this equipment, right? Make it useful for the long term for the district. Save money in the future, as a taxpayer, as a property owner, I don't want to see my taxes raised and keep going up and up and up while we're using funds for all these consultants, all these one-time services. I said, some of these services can be used maybe for a couple of years. I don't know what the lifetime for some of this equipment could be that you guys are renting, but it could be stored, it could be used. We have the space. We have a vacant parcel of land that we can use for storage. And we have the equipment to move it around the district as needed. But that being said, consider your guys' spending. Consider going back to the basics. Consider the people of San Ysidro and of the South Bay that rely on you guys to make the right choice. Because I'm ready to go back to the basics. I hope you guys are too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, no pools from my end, Madam President, from the consent calendar. No pools from me.
No pools. Of course, I have pools. So. Ready? Or not so many, don't worry. Oh, don't worry.
No, we're-
Okay, good. So 12E.2. And 12E.7. That's it.
Okay, Madam President, I'd like to modify my motion to approve all the action items on the consent calendar except 12 Echo.2 and 12 Echo.7.
I second that motion.
And I'd like to call a vote. Aye.
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 Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve 12E.2 expenditure reports.
I second that motion.
All right, you're cool.
Yes.
Trustee Barras.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for answering these questions that I requested a few days ago. I just wanted to make it clear to the public, when I see, an account, or an item that it only says the name of a bank, I think it's much better to have more clarification. In this case, I had it. Thank you for giving me that information, but I think it's important to always have it on paper for us to see. So instead of just saying, for like this example, US Bank for $6,000 payment, maybe you can say US Bank slash, COP, which is a certified, the district 2021 certifies participation COP financing or something like that. I mean, it's important to just not have it on blank and to be a little bit more specific. So that's it from my end.
Okay,
Is there
yeah,
any other discussion?
I'd like to call a vote.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve 12 Echo.7 agreement with the California Department of Healthcare Services for disclosure and data use.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Martinez, second by Mr. Arias. Discussion?
Yes. Well, I have some questions. Not sure if can be answered. Yeah, thank you. Do you, Ms. Denise, or?
Well, ask your questions.
Okay, well, my question is, well, I know we used this grant last year for the first time. So I want to know a little bit of how it went. How was the grant used, since it was a little bit vague, back then? And how many, if there was students participating, and yeah, and if any of this information from the students was shared to these entities.
So I'm happy to report, Ms. Peraza, that just this week, or early last week, we got approved for actually start a billing process and go back as of A1 2025. Thanks to all the hard work done by Ms. Villescas. Thank you, Ms. Villescas. Now, this is one of the last pieces in terms of documentation that we need to be able to have to actually start submitting the billing process. So it is not a program in terms of providing health services directly. Is a way of getting funds back that would allow us to extend services to our children and to our district. So this is just another requirement that the state is requiring us for your approval as a board to comply with the requirements. But we are finally able to start the billing process.
Oh, well, that's great. How much are we gonna have this year for the grant?
It depends on just to give you an example, a counselor speaking to a student, they're gonna be able to go in and actually file a claim. Depending on the services, depending on the duration, there's already a scale of fees. And so once all that is processed, then eventually a reimbursement gets back to the district.
Okay. So anything more specific towards the student? Was there any data recollected from them? Since the contract is to basically approve this grant in order to give information from our students to, in this case, Care Solace.
The board has previously approved the grant, previously approved the agreements between the district, Care Solace, and the state. This is another of the agreements so that we can protect the rights of the students between the state and Care Solace and the entities providing the services. So the board has already provided prior approvals through the process of being able to qualify their district for the billing process. The part of what the board had approved previously and part of the concerns and recommendations was the privacy and notification of the parents, which have been online with our programs and our services that we receive in our district even before the initiation of this program. What this allows now is that we can bill and get funds back to our district.
Well, that's great because, well, I didn't approve this, those times that this came up. Not because I don't want to receive a grant, but because I think it's highly important to have the students' information, kept for us and for the parents to be notified if the information of the parents, of the students are gonna be shared. And, if we are already doing that, I think it's also important to put it in the contract. Because this is the contract that is legally provided to this company and to the state. And, if we can just modify the contract, for it to say that, maybe to require that the parties to enter, I mean, for a parent to be part of the party, so they can be notified, I think that would be great, just to add that little part into the contract. And it is possible because, it specifically says that, the parties can enter into a new agreement, each school year instead of continuing through November. Well, that's another thing, but it specifically says that it can be changed by the parties, and we are the party.
Just for clarification purposes, we're required to follow FERPA protection guidelines. So in the prior contracts, that has been part of it, and that has been part of what the board has already approved. But on top of that, we follow those guidelines for the services. Part of the board policies that were approved today, actually stipulates that we cannot provide, for example, counseling services without the approval of the parents.
Okay. Well, it's just so easy just to add it to this contract, since it is possible. I just think parents should always be notified and have and have the legal right to know what's gonna happen with their child's information. And it's also a little bit alarming for me because Carousel is in certain type of partnership with the Trevor Project. And because it is like a mental health care services that they both provide. So yeah, I think just that our students' information is very valuable and we need to protect it.
Ms. Pedraza, do you have an amendment to this, an alternate motion?
Yes.
Is that what you're stating?
So, my alternative motion will be to approve this agreement only if it's amended to require the parties to enter into a new agreement. And also for each school year, instead of continuing through November 30, 2028, because it will be until that year. Well, yeah, okay. And to require that parents be notified and provide written consent before any personally identifiable information about their child is shared under this agreement. I move that agreement be revised to include these changes.
May I have a second? There is no second. May I have a vote?
Aye.
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 No.
4 and 1 no. Passes. Now.
Yes.
We're on 13. Item for the board, superintendent and assistant superintendent. Well, okay, I'll start. It'll be short. I just want to say thank you for the staff that's here. I know that you came back to do some work and had a little break, and we're gonna continue until I think, hopefully, till when the kids come back. I also want to thank Olga. It's been awesome. A well-known community member, and I really want to commend you on what you're doing with the programs that I've been to and seeing and bringing our community together and showing what we have here. And I think that it's gonna grow with the black box, which I've heard good things about. And I think it's good because it's brought a lot of the youth where they can hang out at least, and show some of the abilities that they knew, not only in music, but also poetry or just, talking with each other, even adults. It's good for our community. We've never had that in a long time, and we need to continue. So I'm gonna commend you on that also. And I know that we've grown a lot, and I know like Ocean View Hill, the area up there is very different or Tanessa. I think that they envy us because we are a very small community. Maybe we're poor. A lot of our people are poor or low income. But we've been able to continue together with our schools, with our families and our students to bring the richness that we have, not only in our culture, in other cultures. So I want to commend them, and I hear a lot of good things, and I want to commend you on that. And I think we will continue doing it. So thank you very much, and I want to thank our staff that I know they're tired right now. Anyway, I can't dismiss you right now. I'm still happy. Good night.
But just, everything that we do is an opportunity to support our students. I love our theme this year to empower and empoderar. We have a district of people who are professionally trained and educated and have service experience as seen in the leadership of our principals, educators in our CSCA. I think about our district sometimes it's a huge tree. When I went to Oaxaca, I was able to visit Tula, which is one of the biggest trees, thousands of years old. And I think of a huge tree like that, and all the branches are extending the families of this community. And the root and the children that have come through our district and our inner district now. And the roots are all of us. Every single one of you has an impact in what happens in this district. I'm not saying we never question what's going on, but we really are very fortunate. And I don't want to put him on the spot, Dr. Glover, but I know you've been in many districts and you can see the unity, the working together. And we don't always have to agree on everything. Otherwise, we wouldn't be individuals. We always have to agree on every single thing. Then that would not make us individuals who are really willing to impact communities. I just don't want a confusion of a sense that we don't know what we're doing and that we never have known what we're doing. I just saw LA, one of the biggest school district, has had so much turmoil, but they're now getting ready to be, I don't want to say issued, but assigned a financial advisor. And just, I don't know if you want to go, there's a lot of problems, but it's only 2 hours without traffic. But, and we don't approve things blindly. Honestly, our homework has been done. Again, one of the advantages of having been a member in this community, living here, I go back to all the years that I've known Olga. I was also her son's teacher. The impact that we have when we have a small community and the people who stay, Dr. Mesa. I'm always so proud to be able to say Dr. Mesa because that was a lot of work that you've done and accomplished. I was her son's teacher in kindergarten, so he's still teaching. But I'm sure he's very, grown. And so we've created a school district that truly does empower not just the leadership as a whole, empowering all our children to elevate. You're going to hear that word a lot from me in the future, as if you know what I'm talking about. With some months coming up, that's gonna be a very important word for me, to elevate their education with the highest of expectations for academic success, social and emotional support throughout their learning experience. Children like and love coming to our district, and I know parents counting down. I think that the 27th of July is a little, like, hurry up, get here. The kids are also climbing walls, because honestly, as much as everybody looks forward to summer vacation, but as soon as 4th of July is here and gone, our Walmarts and all the local stores are selling back to school items, and the kids walking like, no, and the parents are, it's buy everything you need right now. And then after that, my favorite holiday is Halloween. So right after they put away the stuff, then we've got Halloween. But I think that it is really important to understand and give more credit than we are giving this community. I know when I visited the Black Box, I was so impressed. I mean, we went there, after the fundraiser, and you shared the area and your dreams, and I saw so much when Olga organized the Dia de la Mujer. That's where I ran into your mom. She came up to me, and so I think that there's so many good things. The gallery, the art gallery, there's so many great things that happen in our community, but they're all part of this tree. This tree that's growing, that we gotta keep nourishing, and we gotta stay positive, because negative gets us nowhere. And there's enough of that already around us. So we look for moments. And so today, I mean, I just almost fell apart just thinking about the moment of a person who really impacted this community, and Veronica did in just so many amazing ways. And every time I'll see a Charger game, I'm always gonna think of her, but not just that. I'm gonna think about a human being who really wanted to make an impact, not for herself, but for the children of this community. Truly loved this community, truly didn't want to leave us. She truly was not ready, but God always has a plan, and we can't change the plan that He has for us. The only thing we can change is how we see and treat each other. Because if we continue to bring each other down, bring people down, falsely accuse, that's not going to get us anywhere. We are the role models of children. We're going to empower them with leadership skills. The children today are way, way smarter than any other generation, but they're also, complex compared to, baby boomers. But I think that it's really, really important to understand that everybody here and everybody watching and everybody who makes San Ysidro the place that it is, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Principals, I know you look exhausted because you're trying to get the schools, but I know on that first day, every time I've been able to visit, just your smile, that alone opens a huge door of welcome for our community and our parents. And I thank you, each of you, and the teachers, CSCA, and I look forward to just looking at the smiles of children, even the kids that cry. Because, when kids cry, obviously we always miss home, right? But the opportunity that we're going to give them to feel home at school as well. Thank you, and may you rest in peace, Veronica. We truly, truly, truly love you. Yeah, Scully.
Thank you, Madam President. I know that, I think that, both Madam President and Vice President. Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing with Veto, and I'm really happy that we were able to dedicate a moment of silence for her. But I do want us to, do a little bit more. I do want to give direction to our team to make sure her son, her mom, her family have everything they need regarding the next steps. Particularly clarification, guidance, everything needed so that they're well. Obviously, they're not well, but at the same time, we need to do our part as a school district to ensure that they're taken care of. So I do want to direct staff to have that communication and making sure everything's clarified as to the next steps. I agree with Olga, my good friend Olga, that we do need some type of remembrance for our dear Veto, whether it's here in the district office, but some type of either a picture of her or a plaque. I think dedicating her entire a professional career to helping our students, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of kids. She deserves to be here and her legacy continue on. And I think we should do that sooner rather than later. I know that some elected officials are gonna do some some type of, yeah, exactly, to remember her and her legacy here and all the great work she did. So I guess those are my two asks for the next steps for us. I do want to also thank Albert for all the work that he does, and I think Albert is an unsung hero because a lot of the work he does sometimes gets overlooked. And the fact that he's community leader, doing great work. My only thought is making sure that if he ever has an event, that we always support him. So if there's a way to communicate your events, Albert, to the district in a better way, maybe we can connect it with Miguel or somebody. That way, if you have a flyer, you can just send it to us, and anything we can do to help you promote your great work and helping people in need, that's always a good thing. But I want to thank you for being here. I also want to thank, obviously, Olga, my good friend Olga. One thing about Olga is she's always consistent, and her consistency is helping the community. She's Ysidro, always, right? Ysidro, SY, always. I wanna thank you for bringing up the Tijuana River Valley crisis because I think there's a lot of good work being done at the county level. I can't say the same for the city, but at least at the county level, Supervisor Blumagir is trying to get emergency funds to deal with the hot spot in terms of the smell. And I know what you mean. It's not only Nestor, Tijuana River Valley and Imperial Beach. All of our residents here smell it. In Coral Gate, it's entrenched in the walls. So I want to thank you for always making sure that Instancito is included in that conversation. But let's continue to have that collaboration. Let's go with Supervisor Aguirre to see how we can combine forces and then get this done, which should have been resolved yesterday, in my opinion, or 10 years ago, in my opinion. So that's that. And then the last thing, and I do want to emphasize this because I know that we're going to start a new school year very soon. I'm looking forward to that. I want to give a quick shout out to Dr. Mesa and all the great work she does at Ocean View Hills. But I really want to say that she needs help. That school is overwhelmed in terms of the students, the most populated school in our district. And she's a superstar because she rarely complains. I don't think she ever complains. And the truth is that we can't just expect her to continue without help from the district. But I want us to take it a step further. And what I mean by that is I really would want us to, I know that it's a long shot, but I think with collaboration with our stakeholders, we need to start thinking of a new school site for Otay Mesa East. Because my fear is that if we don't start tackling those conversations now, even if they're preliminary, then what's gonna happen is every year Ocean View Hills and BDM is gonna get so overwhelmed with students. The more houses are being built in Otay Mesa East, the more students there are gonna be. That's logic. So we need to start thinking about a school site. We need to start having the conversations with the developers that are developing the homes there. We need to start advocating for land to be donated to the school district so that we can ensure that at least that cost is mitigated. And if we have the construction costs, seeing how we close the funding gap on building a new school at least. Okay. Kind of throw me off with the noise. I got a different perspective. As the positive percentage coming to learn. No, and the reason I say that is, I think it's important that we start having those conversations early, even if they're preliminary, because the truth is that if we don't deal with it now, we can't identify what we're missing to tackle those problems. So if the issue is for the city of San Diego to pass a policy to ensure X, Y, and Z, let's start creating a list of all our needs in order to open a new school, and then think outside the box on how we can start resolving each and every one. Because honestly, we need the school tomorrow, even yesterday, 10 years ago, I think we need the school. But the idea is that we have to have that conversation to alleviate the great work the stressful work that Dr. Mesa is going through, and we need to tackle that. So that's it from my end. I'm really looking forward to the new school year, and let's get going. Thank you.
You can name it Veronica Medina Elementary.
Wow.
That, well, let's start having those conversations. Let's start having those conversations.
Out there in that area, in their trucks. Those people that was in the area. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Let's have that conversation. All right, I'm done.
I love it.
Eric.
I love it. I just have two things. One, I'm extremely excited for the new school year. I've been here for 2 years and I've just seen how amazing the school district is and really just the community. I consistently see the same folks showing up over and over again. And it's amazing. It's amazing to just rally. And then secondly, I just really am buzzed for Veronica Medina. She's gone way too soon. She's a real asset here in our community, and I know we're all devastated by it. That's the reality of it. And if anything, I think it's a calling to all of us that we need to step up. Those are big shoes to fill. And I know every single one of us here is great, but nobody in this room could fill those shoes. But I think together we can collectively. And, whatever it takes, I know we're all in this together. And, again, new school year, it's a new opportunity, it's a fresh start for all of us. So, that's really it. I know I said I had 2 items, but I have one more. I just, because of the nature of my work at the assessor's office, I engage a lot with developers. And so, my commitment is to start engaging developers down in the South Bay. Not through my county time, off time, for the record. And just to begin these preliminary conversations, because there are, I know we keep talking about it, there's 5,000 new homes that are gonna come to our area. And we're impacted already, like today, like yesterday, like 10 years ago, right? So we need to start engaging developers now. And so I'll compile a list of folks who are building down here, folks who have built down here. The Lenars, like Cornerstones, the et cetera, right? Macmillans, all of the above. And we'll get to work on opening up that line of communication. I know Dr. Potter has some contacts there as well, and whatever we need to start doing, we need to start doing it now, because this is gonna come a lot quicker than we think. Tract homes get built very quickly. Like 3 months, there's gonna be 2,000 homes already. Like, it's insane how quickly that happens, so we need to start the conversation now.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yes, I also want to show my respect and my condolences to Ms. Medina's family and to everyone in this room. I didn't got to meet her a lot, and to talk to her a lot, but she was definitely the only one who made me laugh. So I will miss that for sure. And I hope she's resting in peace right now. And also thank you for the community to be here. Thank you, Olga, for always advocating for San Ysidro. And thank you, Albert, for being here and for always sharing your space, because that means a lot. A space for free for the community. My respect to you, really. So yeah, and anything that I can help as well, count me in. And I just want to make a brief statement. As we begin a new school year, I want to say how excited I am for what's ahead. Not only for my own children, but for every student, family, and staff member in our district. A new school year brings new opportunities, and I am hopeful that San Ysidro School District will continue to grow stronger each year. I also look forward to attending our school's events and staff activities whenever I'm invited, and I truly enjoy being present and supporting the great work happening through our district. I also want to acknowledge and congratulate our country, and the American people as we celebrate 250 years of the United States of America. America is a nation where we are free, where the Constitution is meant to be a reflection of our own common nature. The Declaration of Independence reminds us that governments derive their just powers from the consent of the government. As elected representatives, we have the privilege and responsibility to serve our community with integrity. And one of the greatest gifts that this nation gives us is the opportunity to create change through local government. For anyone who feels hope is lost, America reminds us that positive change is always possible when people get involved. As many Hispanic families do, I place my faith in God, and I pray that He continues to guide us with wisdom and unity as we serve our community, always remembering that we are one nation under God. That's it for my end. Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Mr. Dyer, sorry to talk this.
Just a brief comment.
That's my fault.
Welcome back, staff, district administrators, another year. And just to clarify, Mr. Martinez, they never complain, they have to advocate for their school sites. So I don't know what you're talking about. We're passionate as to what we do, and I'm very proud to work with the team of site administrators and district administrators for 30 years. Welcome back. Take care of yourselves. Cherish every day each other and your families. Thank you.
I'll begin and just share a great depth and of gratitude to the board president and our board, Mr. Bojorquez, and our district for extending the moment of silence to the heart of our district, Veronica Medina. She's been the heart of our district for almost 30 years. And she's the unspoken hero who would help all the families, thousands of families every year, help them very graciously and kindly with things that most people in the United States don't think about, things that are so essential: food, shoes, eyeglasses, toiletries, housing, bus passes for transportation, jobs, so the family can be stable and be successful with their children. And the thousands of generations she's helped has made a big difference. And I know that many of our board members and our leaders in this district who know Veronica and her work so very well, that many people in our community have approached them with great sadness and have approached me with great sadness. And I was sharing the other day that it just doesn't feel like our team is whole without Veronica. And it's been a sad time for our district because she meant that much, not to just to our district, but to our community. So for those of you who've reached out to her son, Nathaniel, to help him, thank you. Thank you for helping Nathaniel with how to move forward, right? Without his mom. I'm grateful to Nathaniel for letting me be there. On Veronica's last day with his family, and for letting some of us who are in the room be there with her as well. And I'm also grateful for Nathaniel for being as young as he is, to be so kind and gracious with everybody, and to be so wise to the world
of what his mom has left behind for him. The sacrifices his mom made for him to have a good life and to move forward and be successful. And he's well on his mission. I'm so proud of him. I know we're all so proud of him. He finished his junior year at San Diego State and is moving on and starting his senior year. So I think our community can continue to wrap our arms around him. He's still young, to help him make it to where Veronica wants her son to. And I know that I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to talk to him many times now. So thank you, everybody, for honoring Veronica and more important, helping her son reach that level of success that she hopes for him. Also, welcome back to management. I know you had an all of 2 week summer. That was way too short. One person had 1 week. I'm sorry, Miss Pretzer only had 1 week. Okay. So I just want to thank you for coming back with open hearts, with kindness and caring for the students and the families of our community. I know you give your hearts and souls to this community and to the families here, and I'm so grateful for you to be back and launch the new year. The third thing, I wanted to thank the board's leadership. I also want to thank Miss Marilyn Adrianson and the business team and the guidance of Dr. Glover. I'm very proud to share that we hope to have a special board meeting on July 30th. And at that board meeting, we are well on our road to have a fully restored reserve and to have a numerically positive budget. That positive certification, though, has to wait until December. That's the first window of time the state allows us to certify a positive budget. So thank you for the hard work. It's been a heavy lift, and I'm ever so grateful to everybody in the room for uniting together to get us there, and I'm very proud of us for getting us there. Mr. B, thank you for your help with that. Thank you. All right. Number 4, and finally, I will share that we launched the new school year on Monday, July 27th. We will be welcoming back just over 4,000 students to our schools, and we launched with the mighty theme of empower. And this year feels like we're going to really actualize and characterize for our students the word empower. So welcome back, everybody, and cheers to a new school year.
Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 8:22 p.m.
I hear that again. Who make the motion?
Antonio. Mr. Arias,
What time?
8:22.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.